Welcome back, my dear students. In the last session, we have finished chapter number 9, Algebraic Expressions and Identities. Chapter number 10, let's do afterwards. Today, let us learn chapter number 11, Mensuration. Chapter number 11, Mensuration. In this chapter, we are going to learn how to find area and perimeter of geometrical shapes like rectangle, square, triangle, and circle, etc. Also, we are going to learn how to find volume and surface areas of solid objects like cubes, cuboids, cylinder, cone, sphere, etc. Now, let's learn some formulas. Name of shapes, formula of area, formula of perimeter. Rectangle. In this rectangle, the shape of the rectangle is like that. Now, length is represented by L, breadth is represented by B. The formula to find out area of a rectangle is length into breadth. And the formula to find out perimeter is 2 times of length plus breadth. Now square. In square, all the four sides are equal, so sides. And this also sides. And the formula to find out area of a square is side into side or side square. And the formula to find out perimeter is 4 into side. Now this is triangle. Here AB is base and represented by B, and this is perpendicular line, and this is called height or altitude. And the formula to find out area of a triangle is half base into altitude, heights. And the formula to find out perimeter of a triangle is the sum of the length of the three sides, AB plus BC plus AC. Next is parallelogram. The shape of a parallelogram is like this. Here base is represented by B, and this is altitude and that is represented by heights. And the formula to find out area of a parallelogram is base into altitude or heights. And perimeter of a parallelogram is the sum of the four sides, AB plus BC plus CD plus AD. And now circle. And here this is radius R. And the formula to find out area of a circle is pi r square, where pi is equal to 22 by 7. And this is constant. And the formula to find out circumference of a circle is known as perimeter, and that is equal to 2 pi r. After learning this, now let us try some exercise from exercise 11.1. Now let's try exercise 11.1. Question number 1. Let's study the question. A square and a rectangular field with measurement as given in the figure have the same perimeter. Which field has a larger area? Here in this a square is given, and here length of the side of the square is given as 60 meter, and this figure number B is a rectangle and length is 80 meter. Here the question says that if this square and this rectangle have the same perimeter, then we are going to find out which one has a larger area. Okay, now let's try this. Question number 1, solution A. Here it is given that side of the square is 60 meter. So first let's write side of the square, and this is given as 60 meter. Next, we know, let us apply the formula to find out perimeter of a square. Perimeter of the square is equal to, the formula to find out perimeter of a square is 4 into side. So 4 into side is equal to 4 into, here the length of side is given 60 meters, so side is now 60 meter. 4 6 times is 24, so we are getting 240 meter. Next, let's find out area of the square. Area of the square, S-Q-U-A-R-E. The formula to find out area of a square is side into side. Side into side. Here length of side is 60. So 60 meter into 60 meter. 6 6 are 36. Here 0, here one more 0. So 20 meter into meter is meter square. So this is the area of the square. Now B. We know perimeter of the rectangle is equal to perimeter of the square. Perimeter of the square. In the question, it is given that perimeter of the rectangle is equal to perimeter of the square, and we are using that is given in the question. Next is, this implies that the formula to find out perimeter of a rectangle is 2 times L is length, B is breadth. This is the formula to find out perimeter of a rectangle is equal to perimeter of the square is, we find out here, perimeter of the square is 240 meter. So 240 meter. Next is 2 times of length of the rectangle is here, that is given as 80 meter. So length becomes now 80 meter plus breadth, we don't know, breadth is equal to 240 meter. Next, this 2 is transposing to the other side. If 2 is transposing to the other side, then this 240 will be divided by 2, then 80 meter plus breadth is left, and this 2 is transposing to the other side, then 2 will divide 240 meter. Now 240 divided by 2. 2 1 time is 2, 2 2 are 40, 120 is getting. This implies that B is equal to 80 meter is transposing to the other side, then plus 1 will change to minus, then we are getting 120 meter minus this 80 meter. Therefore, breadth B is equal to 120 minus 80 is 40. So 40 meter is now breadth. Now let's find out area of the rectangle. Now area of the rectangle. The formula to find out area of a rectangle is length into breadth. And length is given in the question. Length is 80 meter. So 80 meter. And breadth is, just now we find out, breadth is 40 meter. So into 40 meter. Let's multiply these two. 8 4 times is 32. Then here 1 0, here one more 0. So 20 meter into meter is meter square. This is the area of the rectangle. And area of the square is this. We know that 3600 is bigger than 3200. We know 3600 meter square is greater than this 3200 meter square. In the question, this is what we have to find out. Which field has a larger area? Since 3600 meter square is greater than 3200 meter square, so 3600 meter square is area of the square. So area of the square is larger. Therefore, area of the square field A, this square field A has a larger area. See, gyan tare ko, gyan tarani ko. Now let's write this question number 2. Mrs. Kaushik has a square plot with the measurement as shown in the figure. She wants to construct a house in the middle of the plot. A garden is developed around the house. Find the total cost of developing a garden around the house at the rate of rupees 55 per meter square. This is the square plot given. So for this square plot, the length of a side is 25 meter. Since this is a square, all the four sides are equal in length. This is also 25, and this middle one is the house. And for this house, length from here up to there is 20 meter. Breadth from here up to there is 15 meter. And here in this shaded portion, she's going to develop a garden. Now we are going to find out the total cost of developing this garden at the rate of rupees 55 per meter square. Okay, now let us try to calculate this. Now, question number 2 solution. First, let's write length of a side of the square plot. And this is given in the question as 25. So 25 meter. Now let's find out area of the square plot. We know area of the square plots. The formula to find out area of a square is side into side. So formula is side into side, and length of a side is given as 25 meter. So 25 meter into 25 meter. If 25 is multiplied by 25, then we will get 6 to 5. Meter into meter is meter square. Now this is the area of the square plot. Next is let's write dimension of the house. Dimensions of the house. It is given that for the house, length is 20, breadth is 15. Length is 20 meter and breadth is 15 meter. This is 20, this is 15 meter. Therefore, area, let's find out area. Area of the rectangular house. The formula to find out area of a rectangle is length into breadth. So length is L, breadth is B. Length is 20 meter and breadth is 15 meter. 15 into 2 is 30, then one more 0. Meter into meter is meter square. So this is the area of the rectangular house. Now let's find out area of the garden. Area of the garden. Area of the garden will be total area of the plot minus area of the rectangular house. So area of the plot is this 625 meters square. 625 meters square. And area of the rectangular house is this. So minus 300 meters square. Now let us subtract these two. If we subtract this, 6 minus 3 is 3. Next is 2 and 5. 325 meters square. This is the area of the garden. Here the question says that to find out total cost of developing the garden, and rate of developing the garden is rupees 55 per meter square. So this is the area of the garden. Therefore, cost of developing the garden. So in the question, rate is given as rupees 55 per meter square, and this rupees 55 will multiply this area of the garden. So 325. If we multiply this, let's see how much we get. So 325 into 55. 5 are 25 to carry. 5 to time is 10, 11, 12, 1 carry. 5 to time 15, 16. Again, 5 multiply this, then we'll get 5 to 6, 1. Let's add together 5, 7, 8, 7, 1. We are getting 17,875, and this is the answer, rupees 17,875, and this is the cost of developing the garden. Gyan tayo ko sa yarani ko. Next, let's try this question number 3. The shape of a garden is rectangular in the middle and semicircular at the ends as shown in the diagram. In this diagram, find the area of the perimeter of this garden. Length of rectangle is 20 minus 3.5 plus 3.5 meter, and this is the hint. Here the question says that there is a garden in the shape of this. In the middle there is rectangle. In the ends of this rectangle, two semicircular ends, this figure. And from here up to that, there is 20 meter, and from here up to that, there is 7 meter. Now we have to find area of the perimeter of this garden. For this garden, we have to find out its area and perimeter. Okay, now let's try this. Question number 3 solution. This is the garden. From here up to there is 20 meter, and from here up to that, this white is 7 meter. Now solution. For the semicircular part, this is semicircular part, and this is also semicircular part. For this semicircular part, from here up to that will be the diameter, and that is 7 meter. So diameter of the semicircle is 7 meter. So this is 7 meter. Therefore, radius of the semicircle, radius is half of diameter. So this diameter will be divided by 2. If 7 is divided by 2, we'll get 3.5. 3.5 meter. And this is the radius of the semicircle. Next is area of the semicircle. This is also semicircle. This is also semicircle. So there are two semicircles. So area of two semicircle. And we know that the formula of area of a semicircle is 1 by 2 pi r square. So for two semicircle, 2 into this area of a semicircle, so half pi r square. Next is 2 and 2 are cancelled. The value of pi is constant, that is 22 by 7. Here radius is 3.5, so 3.5 meter, and here is power 2, so square. Then next, 22 by 7 into this 3.5 meter half square, so let's multiply 3.5 meter into 3.5 meter. This 3.5, let us divide by 7. 7 5 times is 35. Since here is decimal point, point will come here, so this is 0.5. Now let us multiply 22 into 5 into 3.5. If 22 and 5 are multiplied, then we'll get 5 to time is 10, 5 to time is 10, 11, we'll get this, 11.0. Now this let us multiply by 35. So 0.0 we can leave. Here is point. So 35, 35. If we add together, we'll get 385. Here is decimal point, so point will come here. That means we are getting 38.5 meter into meter is meter square. So this is the area of the two semicircle. Next, let us find out perimeter of the two semicircles. Perimeter of the two semicircle. So here is two semicircles, so two parts. For a circle, its circumference is 2 pi r. For semicircle, half of 2 pi r. So 2 pi r. For semicircle, we need to take half. That means 2 are cancel. Then we are getting 2 pi r. So this 2 here, pi value is 22 by 7. Radius is here 3.5. So 3.5 meter. This 3.5, let's divide by 7, then we will get 0.5. If we multiply this to 5 times 10, 10 into 220 is 220. If there is decimal point, we have to put decimal point here, then we are getting 22.0 meter. Next is for rectangular part. For rectangular part. For this rectangular part. Length of the rectangle. Length of the rectangle. Length of a rectangle is represented by L. And in the question, to find out this length, it is given that 20 minus 3.5 plus 3.5 meter. So here you see that length of the rectangle is 20 minus bracket 3.5 plus 3.5 meter. So we have to use this. Now 20 minus 3.5 plus 3.5 is 7 meter. If we subtract, we are getting 13 meter. Next is, let's find out breadth of the rectangle. Breadth of the rectangle. Breadth of a rectangle is represented by B, and this is given in the question as this is the breadth from here up to there, that is 7 meter. So 7 meter. Now let's find out area of the rectangle. Area of the rectangle. Formula is length into breadth. Length is 13 and breadth is 7. 7 3 are 21, 7 7 8 9, 91 meter into meter is meter square. This is the area of the rectangle. Next, let's find out perimeter of the rectangle. Perimeter of the rectangle. The formula to find out perimeter of rectangle is 2 times of length plus breadth. 2, length is 13 meter, breadth is 7 meter. 2 into 13 plus 7 is 20 meter. 20 into 2 is 40 meter. So this is the perimeter of the rectangle. In the question, it is said that to find the area first. So let us calculate this area first. So this perimeter, let us calculate afterwards. Now let's find out area first. Therefore, the area of the garden is equal to area of the two semicircles plus area of the rectangle. Area of the two semicircles we have find here. Area of the two semicircles is 38.5 meters square. So 38.5 meters square plus sign. Area of the rectangle is here. This is area of the rectangle, 91 meters square. If we add together, then we are getting 129.5 meters square. This is the area of the garden. Next, let's find out the perimeter of the garden. To find out the perimeter of the garden, perimeter of the two semicircles, this semicircle and this semicircle. After that, from here up to that is length of the rectangle, and from here up to that is also length of the rectangle. So perimeter of the two semicircle plus this length plus this length. So plus length and plus length. Perimeter of the two semicircle is here. Perimeter of the two semicircle is 22 meter. 0.0. Let's leave 22 meter plus, and this length is length of the rectangle. Length is 13. So 13 meter plus 13 meter. Let's add together. 3, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 48 meter, and this is the perimeter of the garden. Here it is over. See, yani ko gyan tare ko. Question number 4 is same, so you try this question. Now let's try this question number 5. In this question number 5, there are 3 questions, A, B, C. First, let's try this A. An ant is moving around a few foot piece of different shapes scattered on the floor. For which foot piece would the ant have to take a longer round? Remember, circumference of a circle can be obtained by using the expression circumference is equal to 2 pi r, where r is the radius of the circle. Here the question is that there are 3 foot piece in the shape of this and this and this, and an ant is going around it. Now the question says that if the ant is going around the foot piece, then which foot piece will take longer time to walk around the foot piece? This one or this one or that one? Now let us calculate this. Question number 5a. This is the figure given. Now solution A. Here diameter is 2.8 centimeter. Therefore radius is diameter by 2, so 2.8 centimeter by 2. If we divide by 2, then we are getting 1.4 centimeter. Then perimeter of a circle is 2 pi r. Actually this is the circumference of a circle. Then perimeter of a semicircle will be half of this circumference, 2 pi r. So 2 pi r by 2. Then if these 2 and these 2 are cancelled, then we are getting pi r. Next is perimeter of the figure. This is the given figure. The perimeter of this figure will be perimeter of a semicircle plus from here up to there is diameter. So this pi r is the perimeter of a semicircle. Then after that plus diameter, from here up to there is diameter. So plus diameter. So pi is 22 by 7 and radius is 1.4. So 1.4 centimeter plus diameter is here. Diameter is 2.8. So diameter is 2.8 centimeter. 1.4 divided by 7, then we will get 0.2. Next is 22 into 0.2 is 4.4 centimeter plus 2.8 centimeter. Let's add together 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 4, 7, 7.2. 7.2 centimeter is getting. Next is figure number B, here also diameter is 2.8 centimeter. So in this B, perimeter of the semicircular part is, there is pi r. Then next is pi is 22/7, and radius will be same as this 1.4 centimeter. So 1.4 centimeter. 7 divide this. 7 2 times is 14. Then we are getting 4.4 centimeter. Next is perimeter of the remaining part. Remaining part means this portion. From here up to this, then this and that. So perimeter of this remaining part will be 1.5 plus from here up to that is this length 2.8 centimeter, and from here up to that is again this length 1.5 centimeter. So perimeter of the remaining part will be 1.5 centimeter plus from here up to that. That means from here up to that is 2.8 centimeter. So 2.8 centimeter plus again the length from here up to that will be same as from here up to that. That means 1.5. So 1.5 centimeter. Let's add together. 5, 10, 18, 1 carry, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.8 centimeter is getting. Next is perimeter of the figure is equal to perimeter of the semicircular part is this. So 4.4 centimeter plus this 5.8 centimeter. Now let's add together. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5, 9, 10. We are getting 10.2 centimeter. And this is the perimeter of the figure number B. Next is figure number C. Figure number C. In this figure number C also diameter is 2.8. If diameter is 2.8, then radius will be 1.4 centimeter. So now perimeter of the semicircular part is half of, this is the circumference of a circle, then 2 are cancelled, then we are getting pi r, and we know that pi is 22/7 and radius is 1.4. Radius is this 1.4 centimeter, and 7 divide this 0.72 times is 14. If 22 into 0.2 is 2 times 2 is 4, then 0.2 times 2 is 4, then centimeter, and this is getting, then perimeter of the figure. Perimeter of the figure will be perimeter of the semicircular part, that is 4.4 centimeter. And let us see here, this is the figure. So this is the semicircular portion. After that, this length 2 centimeter, after that this length. So we need to add this 2 centimeter plus 2 centimeter also. So plus 2 centimeter plus 2 centimeter. Let's add together 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we are getting 8.4 centimeter. And this is the perimeter of the figure number C. Next is, we know this 10.2, this 10.2 centimeter is greater than this 8.4 centimeter is greater than this 7.2 centimeter. Therefore, the perimeter of figure B is the longest. Here, let's see this question number 5. We have to find out for which foot piece would the end have to take a longer round. That will be the figure of foot piece B. So hence, the end have to take a longer round in the foot piece B, and this is the answer. So, yani ko gyan tare ko. Okay, for today, let's stop here. All of you, thank you.